love me. Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.
Hello, you're in the second lecture of this Java tutorial course, and today we're gonna talk about variables. Don't worry if you don't understand every single thing in this lecture, because learning a programming language takes a lot of practice, and we're gonna practice these in other lectures as well. I'm gonna use the Hello World Java program from the last lecture as a starting point in here. So what is a variable? I'm gonna give you an example right here. I'm going to type int and I'm going to give it a name. Variables are like different types of boxes that can hold different things. As you can see here, I've given my variable a name and the first letter is lowercase, while the first letter of the second word is capitalized, and this is a type of convention in Java. And my variable is of type int, which means an integral, so it can hold a whole number, an integral number, no matter if it's positive or negative. So here I've declared my variable and now I can initialize it. And I can print this value by using the same println method like in the previous lecture. I'm gonna type sysout and control space. And again, Eclipse will fill out the system.out.println method. Within parentheses, I'm going to write the name of my variable, and I'm going to click Run. And as you can see here, it outputs 42. Now, as you can see, I have declared and initialized my value in different steps. However, I can do it only in one step. So this is the same thing as we did previously, but it's declared and initialized in only one line. Now in Java are 8 different types of primitive variables, and we're gonna go through these really quickly, and in the next tutorial we're gonna be looking at classes and objects. So if you want an integral number, you usually use an int, but sometimes you see a short. So an int is a 32-bit value in Java. If you don't know what that means, it doesn't matter right now. However, short is a 16-bit value in Java, and it can hold slightly smaller numbers than an int value. I think it can hold up to 32,767, and we can output this in the same way. Sysout, control space, a short. And these names, by the way, you can call anything you want. You can call them numbers, amounts, values, basically anything you want. So there is a long version of an int as well, another primitive type in Java. And this is a 64-bit for really big numbers. And we'll output this in the same way. If you want a floating point number, you usually use a double. You use this for very precise decimal numbers. We're gonna print this out as well. We got the output right here. And there is no long version of the double in Java, but there is a short version of it, and it's called float. And float must take an F at the end of the number, as you can see. So double value cannot fit into float value without an explicit casting, for which we'll talk in the next lectures later on. We're gonna print the float value as well. However, int values and double values are most commonly used for integral and decimal numbers. In addition to these 5 primitive values, there are also another 3 interesting values in Java. Another one is char value, which can hold a Unicode character. and you can specify character using single quotes. It could be any character in your keyboard. I'll just write B. And there's also another very useful primitive type. It's called Boolean, and it can simply hold true or false. And finally, we have a byte type, which can only hold a 6-bit of data. It can be positive or negative numbers, but positive numbers only go up to 127, and negative numbers can only go up to 128. So I'm gonna leave 127. I'm gonna print it to console. I'm gonna capitalize the second letter. Okay, so that's it of declaring different types of boxes and putting different values on them. In the next lectures, we're going to be looking at some non-primitive types, classes and objects. So I'll catch you in the next lecture.